Another dark day in boxing. Shame really. Another failed drug test. I know it's a couple of days old now, but Alicia Baumgardner has failed a drug test. If it's drug-free sport, mandatory, voluntary, I don't give a fuck. It needs to be dealt with, it needs to stop. We're still going on about fucking Conor Benn last October. It's just, why is it not being dealt with? Like, there's quite a few things that are just mental here. The fact that Alicia Baumgardner tested positive for 2 banned substances. She failed on a test before the fight, which didn't return for 4 weeks later. What is the fucking point of that test? What is the point of that test? Because she's already fought by the time the results come out anyway, so it just does not make fucking sense. I think I like the USADA sort of system. I do like the USADA sort of system about it. Like, don't get me wrong, do I think MMA is clean? No. Do I think it's clean in the boxing? Probably yes. And it's probably why we're waiting so much on the McGregor return, because obviously we've seen the before and afters of McGregor. And I think that is a reason why they're waiting before he jumps back in the USADA pool, because for obvious fucking reasons. Breaking his leg and all that shit as well isn't going to be great. So back to the boxing. So obviously we've got Conor Benn, Dillian Whyte and Alicia Baumgardner all failing drug test. Now Conor Benn has failed 2. Dillian Whyte has failed 4, I think, going back to his kickboxing as well. I might be wrong. And obviously this one here now. What can boxing do to stop this? What you've also got to remember is that it has been going on for fucking years. So Canelo Alvarez failed a drug test for clenbuterol. He got out of it by saying it was a dodgy steak. Tyson Fury failed a drug test. Got out of it by saying he ate wild boar. Am I right in thinking wild boar? So he failed it for nandrolone. Which he got out with, it's high elevated nandrolone, and it said it was high level or due to fucking wild boar. I think it's all a fucking joke, to be honest with you. Boxing at the moment, at a whole, is a bit of a fucking joke. We've got people, for example, Matchroom or Eddie Hearn, saying that Conor Benn has been cleared, and then finding out that he actually hasn't. The appeal, they're disgusted by it. You failed 2 drug tests. You've got to understand that. There's so much going on about it. There's so much going on in the sport. What can they do to crack down on this? I think the biggest thing needs to be done is be harsher on the bans. Stop listening to promoters and money and that side of things, and just go, you failed the test, ban. 6 months. Straight away. Yeah, 2 years, whatever it is. And not just that. For example, Alicia Baumgardner has fought and won on a decision in her last fight. The fight she failed a drug test on, she won. I honestly believe she should now repay her purse to the opponent. Strict liability. Strict liability. You've got to start throwing this word around more. Strict liability is anything that goes inside your system, it is on you. You're liable for it. If I eat a protein yogurt, for example, let's go. If I eat this protein yogurt, right, it is on me. I put that protein yogurt in my mouth and I fucking did it. This could have come from my nutritionist. This could come from my trainer. This could come from anyone. Yet again, it is my responsibility to eat this. How difficult is that to understand? And at the moment, boxing's in a really bad place. Now, I understand money side of things, that boxing hasn't got the funding to do testing all year round. But yet again, these promoters are earning a fucking load. Why can't a boxing, like a USADA sort of thing, take a cut from the events. So they take X amount from the events, or X amount from the promoters per fighter. So if it's 1% of the wage over the year from that fighter sort of thing, and that keeps them running. More needs to be done. I think that everyone, if you are a professional athlete, you should be tested at any point. If the sport you're competing in has limits and has regulations around drug testing, you should be open to be tested at any point. Any point. That is what UFC do. You are in the USADA pool. You are open to be tested at any point. If you're in training or out of training, in camp, out of camp, you are in that pool for a reason. To say that you are a clean athlete, don't get me wrong, do I think that everyone in the UFC is clean? No, 100% not. But there is less people getting caught in the UFC because less people are on stuff, because they know the likely chances of USADA giving a knock on the door and saying, I want a piss test. I want a piss test off you. I want a fucking blood test. Whatever. They will stay with you. If you go for a piss, they go with you to have a piss. You need to remember that. Like, I think there needs to be harsher bans. For example, the three named, Conor Benn, Dillian Whyte and Alicia Baumgardner, all need to face bans. Conor Benn and Dillian Whyte, definite. Because one has failed 2 drug tests at one time, another one has failed numerous drug tests now. That needs to be drawn a line under no more, fucking out. With Alicia Baumgardner, it's a little bit strange one because she's failed on 2 different banned substances. I'm pretty sure one of them's an Anavar type of thing, and another one's for so tested for mestrolone and methylone. It's an anabolic steroid for testosterone booster. So why is that in her system when you can only take it orally or inject it? I don't think you can find it in food. You fucking tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you can find it in food. I don't think there's that way out of this one. For example, with clomiphene, apparently a high elevated fucking level of eggs. 35 eggs a fucking day, minimum. Also, if someone is eating that much eggs, you've got receipts. You've got receipts for that. Let's be honest. Dillian Whyte, I have no idea what's in his system. No one's fucking come out with that one yet. But it does seem a little bit strange, and we've got to look at the bigger picture. Like, it seems to be, if you have wealth behind you, you're probably going to get off. For example, Canelo, Fury. So you got 10 boxers have failed. Shannon Briggs, 2017, boosted testosterone levels. Did he face a ban? So Shannon Briggs was handed a 90-day suspension for his failed test. James Toney, Nandrolone, in urine sample 2015, he faced a 90-day suspension of 5-10 grand. Roy Jones Jr., anabolic steroid use, 2000, one of the greatest in the world, never banned from boxing and given sentences clear. Tyson Fury, 2015. Apparently, allegedly, the farmer was offered $25,000 to provide an alibi. Fucking hell, did not know that. Dillian Whyte failed 2019. Conor Benn failed 2022. Alvarez, clenbuterol. Luis Ortiz, Jared Miller. Mate, Jared Miller's got fucking so many different things. It was like a fucking potion of different things. Pernell Whitaker. Do you know what I mean? These are all fighters who have failed drug tests. And majority get off of it. A 90-day ban. It's not enough. It's not enough. 90, but that's just a normal out of camp period for a lot of boxers. More needs to be done. What do you think needs to be done in boxing right now? Let me know in the comments.